Fans. Walter Birch, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I'm in the trenches. It's after hours. I got to get it in. Matter of fact, let me put it down here. There we go. Better yet, let's put it here. Yeah. Let's see something. I'll help this out. There we go. Anthony Joshua, 40 million pound man. Look, I heard that maybe about 3 o'clock this morning, right? And at first I thought I was dreaming. Antonio Matthews, what's up, brother? YouTube effing sucks. What's cracking, Kurt? Workouts after work. John Nims, what's up, Kurt? How you been doing? Been doing good, man. Been getting it in. Been trying to stay in shape. You know, I got some work to do that requires me putting it in. Kurt putting in work. Bars, exactly. But AJ, I heard AJ, right? Well, I heard what was said about AJ. Carl Young, counterpunch to you. Jordan Benson, counterpunch to you. And I'm thinking, because when I woke up and I read it again, and I'm like, 40 million pounds, that's 53 million to step aside. Now, imagine if they paid that shit. And a lot of people have a lot to say, and I'll counterpunch those as time comes. But if AJ's able to get $53 million, do you know what that means? I want people to think about that for a second. Lagging video. How about now? Hold on a second. Yeah, it should be good. How we doing now? Bleeds King. Video's fine. Bacon and eggs. Nice. That meant that Anthony Joshua is getting or received more money for not fighting and stepping aside than Deontay Wilder supposedly offered him in 2018. That's crazy. But think about it. Wouldn't you think that Anthony Joshua deserved that? I'm serious. I got whole other twist to what I think is going on here with Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn. I have a totally different twist to what I think's happening. Jason, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Kurt, go drop Jake Paul for us all. Bars. If he offered me $2 million, I'll do it. I would knock Jake Paul out. I would knock him clean out. And I'd knock him clean out, and I would get all his YouTube subs. And teach him some real boxing. I refreshed on my end. He's not moving. I don't know what's wrong with you, Blitz. Is it Blitz King? I don't know what's wrong, dude. If he has any sense, he will step away for less and have it in place to fight the winner. Now, Jason, that could happen. Kurt, are you serious? 53 million to step aside. Smooth Will. That's what the reports say. 53 million. That's $3 million more than what Wilder and the situation with the email offer. Man. But you got to think about it. Getting that type of money to fight, and he takes it. He takes it so Tyson Fury can fight Usyk. Now understand, this is Tyson Fury. This is not Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. They ain't putting together. That's just Tyson's. If Tyson has that type of money to blow away, hey, that's the Gypsy King. He says it's not about money. He says, I don't care about that. I put money on Kurt over Jake. Appreciate you. Jay Roos. Hey, Kurt, love your channel. Can you crisscross with the rope? Yeah, but I don't really like to do it. Not with these. I don't even box, and I think I can knock Jake Paul out. Walter Birch. Understand something, though. If them boys are not being tested the right way by VADA, something's going on. I'm just going to be real with you because, you know, you have Tommy Fury, John Fury saying that, hey, he didn't even sign up for VADA. Well, why are you even fighting him? You know, I mean, that's real. This man, you don't know, this motherfucker could have what Jarrell Miller had in his system. He could have what Jarrell Miller had. So, who pays a step aside and where does the money come from? Walter Birch, it comes from Team Fury. P. Newell, 53 million. I will take it. Hell, I will take it too. I will take it and retire on the ass. Graham, he said, I will lose all respect for AJ if he steps aside. I think AJ is playing with fire, though, because, see, here's the problem. Due to that interview in Dubai with Kugan, Cassius, he didn't tell no one anything concrete. This is why we're here, right? We're here because he didn't come out and say, you know what? I'm not taking step aside money. I'm better than that. It ain't about money. I want my revenge. See, because him considering taking step aside money would mean that money means more. Being a businessman means more than him getting his revenge. Think about that. So you got to ask yourself, well, dude, how bad do you really want to get your revenge versus getting paid to step aside to watch two other motherfuckers fight? You know, you could look at it that way. You could look at it, well, that's a way, that's a solid point. Now you could say, well, I'm being a better sport than Deontay Wilder has or was. He wouldn't allow us to fight. So I'm being a better person by stepping aside, by getting paid, by letting the progression of the heavyweight division come as one, right? You could look at it like that, but then you'd seem like you've already admitted you're just a loser in the situation. See, Wilder and Joshua lost. These guys lost. Okay? Wilder lost. Joshua lost. Not in that order. Well, yeah, in that order. Because Wilder lost, Joshua lost, Wilder lost again. So I think that if Joshua takes that money, see, even if he's contemplating taking the money, it looks bad. Like for moral standards, for moral principles, it looks bad. Let's hit that like button. Fury versus Usyk isn't even a $53 million. You know, Scance rants. You might have a point. I mean, is it worth 53 million? I mean, is that fight worth 53 million? You know? But then again, this could be one big bluff, right? Florida Commission tested for drugs. Ezra, counterpunch to you. The Fury's on the boar meat. That's why they willing to fight untested. I mean, he is a Fury. Hughie Fury, Tyson Fury. If Tommy Fury tests positive for anything, the Fury's name and all that other shit comes back up. It's like this. Canelo got popped in 18, right? Then he trains with Valdez. Valdez gets popped. But then the other stuff resurrects itself because they're all in the same circle. Let's say Andy Ruiz gets popped. Then Frank Sanchez gets popped. They don't make Eddie Reynoso look like a fucking racketeering drug cheat trainer. He says, lose some weight will be better for your knees. Ain't that the truth? From Fury, Warren, and Arum, I'd say, if Jake Paul is not tested, then he's not a good fighter because he will cheat. I've been watching your videos on Floyd. Money Mayweather. Sounds like you really irritated with Floyd. No. It sounds like Floyd's really irritated with Canelo. See, I mean, it's not me. I'm just reporting what Floyd said and what's Floyd saying about Canelo. P. Newell, he is a businessman. Graham Mitchell, AJ is better than that. You keep it 100, bro. That's why I stay tuned. Blessings, man. John Williams, counterpunch to you. Actually, AJ lost to Ruiz first. Well, he did. So AJ lost. Then the very next year, 8 months later, is it fair to say? Wilder lost. Then this year, both of them lost. It won't be revenge. It will be another ass whooping. I don't think he beats Usyk. Carl, it's going to be hell to beat Usyk. Because, see, this is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward not necessarily to see what Joshua's going to do. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm pretty sure he can do better. But we've already clearly seen Usyk beat Joshua, right? Well, I'm really wanting to see what Usyk will do in the rematch. Because he said he could fight a different way in a different style or completely different, right? When he was asked, do you think Joshua can fight in a different way? He said, I can fight in a different way too. And I think that's what he's going to do. I don't think he's just going to go out there and try to check Joshua point for point. Make him miss, make him pay. Kurt, check your Facebook DM. I sent you something I found on AJ Snap today. Remy, you got it. AJ has been one big contradiction lately. AJ, man, you got to admit, he's saying some shit that it makes you think. He should have shut down. We shouldn't even be talking about this. The AJ that I knew wouldn't even give this steam. Think about it. Kurt, you check out that interview. No, man, I was at work today. So I just got off maybe an hour or so ago. Of course, AJ will have his revenge. Let's not descend on the step aside thing because he won't do that. Peters, let's hope he doesn't. Because, see, that means he just sold out for money. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua himself has said, man, I got enough of that, meaning money, right? Looking forward to Joshua Usyk too. Todd, Usyk Joshua too. And Fury Wright with the winners to face off against each other. That would be good. Yes, sir. Femoral is bad for business. Well, business is great. Drummond for life. Salute to you, brother. Joshua put that price because he didn't expect them to be able to pay it. And if they do pay it, it's sitting on the sidelines. Give Joshua time to train and he will see a blueprint through Fury. I'll say this. Joshua has a better fight with Fury than he does with Usyk. Joshua's not good at fighting shorter guys. I think he's better as an eye-level opponent. It's always hard to tell if fighters are juicing or not when they get caught because they have believable excuses. Well, some of them do. You think Oscar Valdez, his herbal tea, you think that was a believable excuse? Troy Peterson coming in with that super chat. And still, we love your podcast, Kurt. Keep up the great work. We have boxing in common. We have Australian and Aboriginal boxers that will shock you, bro. Nice. I gotta see that. Troy Peterson. And still, Kambosos. Yeah, man, I was so happy that day. Kambosos upset Tio. And Tio just needs to get well, man. He needs to get well. Yeah, he needs to get well. Carl Young, your impressions of the shit. Appreciate you. I think AJ has a 50% chance of beating Usyk. Well, and you know what's crazy though? Does Joshua have the knockout power to knock out Usyk? Could he do it with that one punch? Does he have the punch from the gods like Andy Ruiz had on him? I mean, he busted up Usyk's face when Usyk didn't go anywhere. AJ naming numbers he knows they won't satisfy. You know, that may be it. He may be playing them. He may be saying that shit just to see where their head's at. You know? I mean, you can't throw that out of the window because, dude, it's 40 million pounds. That's 40 million. That's $53 million, dude. We got 81 people on this chat. We could all break that in, like, we can divide that shit up and live damn near the rest of our lives with that amount of money. With 87 people. Think about it. I was at the Eddie fight Sunday. It wasn't a good lineup. However, good fight between Pitbull and Tank. Well, I got it at the main event. So I didn't really see all the other shit. Hey, buddy, I finally have connection. There you go. I plan to send you a fin or two. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the support. P. Newell, Kurt, AJ got all that money. He does have a lot of money, man. You think AJ ain't got money, you're tripping. Also, the 53 million is the I don't want to sell it price. Give me a shout out so I know it's working. Donald Kimsley, counterpunch to you. All I want Dillian White to earn his right. I like AJ, but lately he has disappointed me. Hey, man, you know, AJ, I think the pressure gets to him. You know what I mean? And, he's come out and said he's angry. Remember when he got his ass whooped the first time? He said that I doubted myself. I questioned myself. He did that. But I mean, he was actually being honest. It's like, dude, I really doubt I could do that. Why? Because that's what happens when you throw people in there. You throw people in there and then you're like, well, damn. I'm here now. Facts, AJ do have a hard time with little guys. Yeah, he does. But see, here's the thing. Who else has a hard time with smaller guys? Let's see. I love Joshua. Put the step aside money at the 53 million he's using Tyson Fury tricks. The cat is getting warmed up in the division. Yeah, I'm telling you. The first time I seen Alexander Usyk, I knew there was going to be something about him that changes the whole game. Pharmacy Miller and Oscar have the worst excuses. Hey, dick pills to herbal tea. And then they still let him fight, though. So if I'm Jarrell Miller, I'm pissed off because you didn't let me fight. And Joshua said he would still fight Jarrell Miller. He said he would still fight him. They build up for Fury versus White. Gonna be Mad, Warren, Hearn, and Arum, John Fury, Shane, and Dean White, not to mention the two fighters. Money is important, so AJ should collect the money ASAP. That's a businessman. You know what? I think we should ask Floyd Mayweather what he should do. Yeah, let's hit that like button. Wild Boar is extinct in the UK. You can't believe Fury. Yeah, I heard a live stream. I think it was last year they were talking about how Wild Boar was extinct, so how could he be using it? But that doesn't mean it couldn't have been imported. You know what I mean? How do you send a donation to your site? It has a little $sign at the bottom. You can send it through there. Jason, Fury would beat Usyk. Similar, ring IQ, slightly higher for Usyk. Not much difference, but Fury's size, movement, power, and ability to fight as a big man is definitely a factor for Fury to win. Well, Fury is quick. And see, Fury is not going to he's not going to be, look, if Usyk has Fury tentative, Usyk can beat Fury too. If he has Fury trying to figure him out, which I don't think Fury will do. I think Fury will let his hands go. That's one thing I'll give Fury. See, Fury will just, he might not hit, but see, he would at least see what the reaction from Alexander Usyk would be. Would he step back? Would he block? Would he weave? Would he bob? Would he dip? Would he circle out? Wow, I'm a 1974 model and I train as well. Keep it up, brother. Troy Peterson, appreciate you. I will. Right, I put Joshua versus Fury 50-50, Usyk versus Joshua 60-40 Usyk. Styles make fights. And that's a fair number because, see, Usyk should be, because who's to say Joshua got beaten a totally different way. He got beat by Usyk round after round after round. And Joshua was in there unsure, trying to figure this guy out. You're not going to figure that guy out. You should go in there and knock that guy out if you can. Because if he doesn't, he'll end up in the same situation he was in before. Trying to figure Usyk out, and he'll get beat. Outboxed. Because I think Usyk will outthink Joshua. He has a different boxing brain. He'll know how to go in there, and he'll see Joshua can't figure him out. See, if fighters know, you're thinking, you know, and Usyk comes in, and he never stops moving. That's worrisome. I hope we get some big fights in 2022. You damn right. I think Joshua is the underdog in a rematch with Usyk and Fury. He should step aside and fight the winner. Well, besides the money, word of the day, I think the only way they could get Joshua to step aside is they have to offer him something and guarantee other than money. See, if you just offer him money and he takes it, he'll be a dope and a scrub. People won't respect him. He'll take the money, and it will actually be his severance. Because those fans, he won't have those fans no more. Because if Joshua takes that money and he lets those guys fight, he steps aside, people are going to lose respect for Joshua. And the only way he could get a fight or lure them into agreeing to that is they have to agree that he gets the winner. If they can't do that, he shouldn't want that at all. You know, the 40 million is, you think Joshua don't got $40 million? Two astute students of the fight game with the speed, agility, endurance. Can't wait for the rematch. William, hey, I'm with you. It's shocking AJ lost his titles to Usyk. I know he's coming back around better this time. Well, I look at losses to a particular fighter is exactly like it is. You know what I mean? Because he got beat by Usyk. He got upset by Ruiz. That's how we look at it. He hasn't fought Wilder. He hasn't fought Fury. He hasn't fought Joe Joyce or Daniel Dubois or any of these guys that are making a splash for themselves now, except for Usyk. But see, the good thing about it, neither is Usyk. So people are looking at this like, oh man, Joshua's a bum. Joshua was outboxed. Yeah, he was outboxed. He was outboxed by the better boxer. I told you that. I told you that's the typical thing that could happen between Usyk and Joshua. Usyk goes in there and outboxes him. And what happened? He went in there and outboxed him. No doubt about it. Just like if Joshua would have went in there and knocked him out. That's typical. Usyk outboxing Joshua. That's typical. Because that's a logical keys to victory, right? Usyk using his footwork, his ring IQ, his boxing ability, hitting in, getting out. That's typical. Because that's what he knows how to do. We've seen him do that. Just like we've seen Joshua knock a motherfucker out. Kurt, who you got? Robert Duran versus Money Mayweather? It depends on what year, Brandon. It depends on what year. Who wins the Lomachenko fight Saturday night? I'm going for Loma, baby. I'm going for Loma because Loma, and that's what happens, man. Loma's going to come back. He's going to beat the shit out of Comey. And then I don't know what's going to happen to T.O. just needs to heal, bro. So I got maybe 1 or 2 more videos on T.O. and then I'm going to leave T.O. alone. You know what I mean? I got to leave T.O. alone. Now, his dad keep talking shit. I got to get him. I got to counterpunch him. But I'm going to leave T.O. alone. Loma is back this weekend. Matrix Reloaded. Dylan White is garbage. Roy Jones Jr. says, White is garbage. What y'all see in this guy, I give him props fighting killers, but I'm not a fan of his style, not pleasing to me, but hope he gets his shot. It's long overdue. You know, even if Dillian White, people, I want you guys to listen to me very carefully. Even if Dillian White goes in there with Tyson Fury and gets fucking destroyed, if that happens, he's earned his shot. And I think at that point, Dillian White would retire and focus on the fighters that he manages. Because there's nothing else for him to do. He's made his millions. He's made his quid. Right? So there's nothing else that he tried for the championship. They finally gave him the opportunity. And Tyson Fury beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? If that happens, okay, good. He got his, then Tyson Fury has another legitimate, credible name under his list. He's got White. He's got Wilder. He's got Klitschko. Right? And depending on what Otto Wallin does in his future, he has Otto Wallin. See, Otto Wallin has to prove himself. That's why I wanted him to fight White, because if he beats White, there will be no reason for Fury to ever fight White at that point. Because Fury already beat Otto Wallin under jacked up circumstances. He had 2 massive cuts across his face. Tears in his flesh, people. Kurt, silly question, but what is your favorite weight class right now? Boxing world is on fire. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, it is a silly question because I like them all. Because I like what Gambosos just did at 135. I like what Usyk did to Joshua. He rattled that shit up. What else? Canelo at 168, and Canelo really brought life to a migrating division. People migrated to 168. Nobody was really there. Think about it. The only people that was there was probably Badu Jack, and you had James DeGaulle, which he's retired. Then you had, who else? Who else did you have there at 168? Everybody was at 160. See, 160 used to be fire, right? You had Billy Joe there. Dave Lemieux went to 168. Who else? Canelo, of course, went there. Callum Smith, I think, was always a 168 pounder, right? My daughter got 5 school awards today. So proud. That's my life. Troy Peterson, counterpunch to you, counterpunch to your daughter. That's a beautiful thing. It makes you proud. Michael Fuller, as long as Usyk can neutralize Fury's jab, he can't beat Fury too by decision. Oh, as long as Usyk can neutralize Fury's jab, he can't beat Fury too by decision. I have White stopping Fury. You heard it here first. Listen. Let's look at it like this. The style of White versus the style of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, I see him getting off first. I see Dillian White retaliating. And the pieces of that sparring session, it made me understand this. Tyson Fury respects the punching power of White because he punches with bad intentions. He's off balance a lot of times, but he's also very dangerous. Those guys know each other. See, each fight is personal. It has nothing to do with anybody else. When White is fighting Fury, that has nothing to do with Joshua, that has nothing to do with Usyk, has nothing to do with AJ, has nothing to do with Joe Joyce, has nothing to do with any of those guys. Just those two. And whatever they produce, that's what they produce. Okay? When they lock up, you're going to see left hooks. You're going to see jabs from Dillian White. You're going to see body punching. You're going to see combinations from Tyson Fury. See, either way, boxing wins. Why? If Joshua takes that money and gets 40 million pounds, he'll lose respect, right? But then the reality of it is you won't. And for people that are diehard Anthony Joshua fans, I like Anthony Joshua, but for diehard fanatics, fanboys, at least you won't have to see him take another loss. Okay? You won't have that to see because he won't fight him again. Because if he gets in there and fucks with Tyson Fury, well, then again, that would be some shit. Tyson Fury pays all this money to fight Usyk. Usyk beats Tyson Fury. That would be the funniest shit in heavyweight history. You mean to tell me you paid this other fighter? You paid this other fighter that got beat just to fight the guy that beat him. So you paid the guy that got beat, which is Joshua. Then that guy comes and beats you. I'm done. Dude, I'm done. Dude, that would be, yeah, HB, that would be golden. Have to set our alarm clocks December 14th for the Monster Jam in Japan. Word of the day, I don't give a damn. He has less than 20 pro fights with 2 losses. Stop the privileges. BS. Facts are facts. For fighters like Loma too. Hell yeah, dream on. Kurt got bars. Kevy Kev. Yeah, I got a little bit, man. I got a little bit that I spit. Bars. Uh-oh. One thing about these things will slap the shit out of you if you do them wrong. Usyk is good enough to beat Fury. I believe that. Wilder fights tomato cans. Well, okay, look. Deontay Wilder. How many tomato cans has he fought in the last 3 years? Yo, Kurt, you still look a bit heavy on the sides. 100 more. Yeah, man. I'm getting there. He couldn't even cook Charlie Zelenoff. Dude, Charlie is a bitch. He's a crazy, psycho bitch. Wilder would have destroyed that boy. He had him on his knees like a little girl with his hands around his head. So you tell me, come on, man. Look, in the last 3 years, Wilder fought Ortiz twice. If Ortiz goes in there and sparks out Charles Martin, that means he's beat Charles Martin. Andy Ruiz didn't even want to fight him. When is Klitschko coming back for Tyson? I don't know. That's a good question. If it wasn't for Zelenoff, nobody would know Wilder. That's how I heard about Wilder. Well, that's good. Like Usyk manager said, Fury better be in better shape than he was for the Wilder fight if he wants to beat Usyk. That's true. If Usyk can neutralize Fury's jab, he wins. Yeah, you know, I mean, but honestly, that's going to be a task. That's going to be a task because, you know, Fury's been doing this shit for a very long time too. Longer than Usyk, more than likely. Usyk is still working on a comeback in 2022. How old will Usyk be next year? Will he be 46? Because if he's 46, I could see him coming back and challenging somebody. Who hits harder, Julian Tank or Julian Jackson? Come on, man. Julian Jackson's a middleweight. Julian Jackson that put people to sleep. I don't mean smaller people. I mean people his own size. So Julian Jackson by a landslide. Bars. I would love to see Klitschko come back and try to break Foreman's record. Yeah, that would be boss. That would be boss. Usyk has lost Fury. Usyk has lost. Fury got this. Okay, Ishmael Henry. Okay. Usyk loses to Fury. All right. Blaine Walker. Andy Ruiz too focused on his next taco. Yeah, I do, man. I do want to know where them damn scars went. Where did it start? Where did those scars go from his surgery? Did you see any? You see how Tommy Fury showed his autopsies? You see how he showed his x-rays, right? Yo, Kurt. So Fury versus White has been ordered officially. You think Fury will go franchise to Duck? Well, let me tell you something. I don't put nothing past that because I don't put nothing past Mauricio Sulaiman. See, Mauricio, if he wanted to see Usyk versus Fury and they're trying to make Joshua do what they want him to do, and they don't want White to fuck it all up because, see, if White beats Fury, then everything will be fucked, right? See, it's all about the money. See, at the end of the day, everybody wants to see Tyson Fury versus AJ. You know what I mean? And Usyk's in the way and White's in the way. So Mauricio could, in fact, make Tyson Fury a franchise champion. Give the WBC belt, get this, give the belt, relinquish it to Dillian White. Just give it to him. Then Dillian White, right, could then fight Usyk for a quote-unquote unified, right? And then if he beats White, then he can't touch Fury. Crazy. And then Anthony Joshua would be left with what? Taking the big money fight at the franchise champion, right? And becoming the WBC. Yeah, the Hawk was a killer, Carl. Heavyweights can't get franchised. It's bullshit. Okay. If two don't fight, it's not an instant duck. Hey, that is true. Charles, that is true. Let's see, Kurt, who do you got for the win between Fury and Usyk? It depends, man, because, see, I want to see how Fury comes in, but I don't want any bullshit because, remember, last time Tyson Fury was supposed to have been in all this great shape. Then when he won, they piled on all this shit that he wasn't. So I'm like, okay, well, which one is it? Is he in fucking great shape or he wasn't in good shape at all? You know what I mean? He won. Let the shit go. So you really can't tell with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury could just be talking shit and saying and bluffing like, hey, I'm in better shape. I'm the best shape ever, man. I'm going to run over the Ukrainian, the little cruiserweight bastard, right? He could say that. There's no step aside. No. If Anthony Joshua takes that damn money, dude, I would be surprised. If he takes the money, I would be surprised. Like, real talk. I would be surprised if he did. You know, I don't think he would. I don't think, if his handlers shouldn't want him to do that. Fuck Bob, fuck Frank Warren, fuck all them. Who you got, Kurt? King Kong or Charles Martin? I'm going with King Kong. I'm going with King Kong. He's just too skilled, unless he comes in slow. And then if he comes in slow at the ages, just falls apart overnight, Charles Martin would get him. Because Charles Martin has been training too. Loma is a part of the pack with 2 losses, less than 20 pro fights. So the only matrix that applies is that matrix table with a column to record those losses. Damn. Really? Yeah, Matt, I've heard that. Okay, let's see. Joshua is messing with people. There is no step aside. Well, I hope not. Because, why should I want him to step aside? I'm not counting his pockets. I know the man's rich. I want him to fight. Because that means if he takes the money, that means he doesn't fight. That means he snatches the opportunity to redeem himself. He snatches that away completely, taking that money. Now, if they offer him something on the back end, like, hey, there is a guarantee you fight. Well, what if the shit happens to be a draw? Think about that. What if it ends up being some contradicting bullshit? You know what I mean? Then what? And then Joshua would want to come in, but then the fight has not been satisfied because there's no justice. Because something fouled and happened in the fight. Dude, White is not touching Fury. Sick of hearing this sausage has a chance. Jacko Blisk, let me tell you something. This supposed guy with the crunk style, think about it. He's coming in with the crunk style. That means he's supposed to be fighting more. If Wilder could punch him and catch him, why couldn't White? Come on now. And we know Wilder, that was a slow-ass Wilder that he fought. And Wilder still caught him, didn't he not? So why couldn't White catch him? Just being fair. Kurt, who is Sam Watson and why do I always see him on my TV? I don't know, dude. Wasn't Martin supposed to fight Wilder? I think the winner of Martin Ortiz fights Wilder, or Wilder Ortiz 3 next. Man, if that happens, I won't watch it. I don't want to watch it fucking, dude, I don't want to see another redo. I'm sick of them. I heard Solomon say himself, heavyweights can't become franchise champs. No cap. That was what he said. Oh, Suleiman, dude, you really? Okay. Okay. I think Anthony Joshua will become champ again, unified, undisputed. Well, if he does, he has some fights on his hands. Dillian White is coming to chop Fury down. If White comes in at 245 with an excellent cardio, the weight bully shit is over. White stops him by snatching that body. That would be a good idea. You need to do something to break down that speed. AJ must knock out Usyk, or there is no chance for him to win. And John, what you're saying is, this is just Usyk's that good. That's what you're saying. You're saying he's just that good. John McSmith. Howdy, folks. AJ is still in the mix. He is the underdog, but you can't count him out. He might get his style sorted, get confident, and beat them all. Walter Birch, he could. And you guys remember that everybody doubted AJ against Ruiz. They thought Ruiz is going to knock him out. He's going to catch him. Joshua's chinny. He's going to get chinned again, and it's over with. Kurt, I think you have long arms. Maybe 4-inch arm rich. Plus 4-arm rich. Fury beats White the same way he did Chisora. Death by jabs. Well, if he's smart and he wants to keep Dillian Whyte back, he's going to do that. Matt. Hey, Kurt, if Wilder thinking about retirement, do you think he should since he's no longer 100% focused on boxing? I don't know what's wrong with him lately. Because, I mean, I read that shit today. Actually, I done a video that after I get off, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to do a full hour. I got to shower. I got to go to bed. Got to be up at 4 o'clock. But sneak peek on that. I don't know what the man's thinking because he just said that I'm so motivated. I'm so ready to take my shit to the next level. Come on, man. So, we'll see. You know, maybe he's just talking. White is not Chisora. No, he's not. Kurt, do you think Money Mayweather still beats this version of Canelo? No. I mean, that wouldn't be fair anyway. Canelo is like 31 years old, bro. He's 31 years old. Floyd is like 44, right? Yep. He's 44 years old. He'll be 45 in February. I think the 24th, I think. No. Like, come on, man. Get that shit up. Floyd never lost. And that, you know, it's shitty. He never lost. You know what I mean? If Fury can't KO White, then White will win. White won't let himself get outboxed. Okay. You say so. I mean, one thing about White, man, is justice. It's not how good he is. It's not even how good. Yeah, going on 45, exactly. 24th February. It's not even how he comes into the ring. It's just him getting his shot. Give the man what he deserves. Let that man get his shot. Let him get his shot. Now, see, if White comes in looking like the Black Michelin Man like he did against Darius Walk, that's his own fucking fault. That's his own problem. It's up to him to stay in shape. It's up to him to maintain his weight in between fights. That's up to Dillian Whyte. But he needs his fight. He needs that. Because if they don't give it to him, it is what it is. White gas tank will fail him, unfortunately. White will get frustrated. Black Michelin Man. Yeah, that's what he looked like. You see all them rolls? Dude had rolls on him, dude. I'm like, dude, you're a professional fucking fighter, Dillian Whyte. What you been doing? Like him smoking weed and eating Snicker bars, hanging out with fucking Andy Ruiz or something. He was very stressed before the fight. Yeah? But, you know, well, we see what he does when he gets stressed now, don't he? This motherfucker came in. Dillian White had titties. White has been burned for too long. Give him his shot. He has forgot everyone who was dangerous while everyone else was ducking. I know what you meant to say. I know what you meant. If White comes in at 245 and max cardio fitness, all he has to do is take Fury's jab away and go to the body. White's nickname used to be Body Snatcher. Jack Oble's total softy. Yeah, I know what you meant, John. He fought the most dangerous. At least the Lakers beating the Celtics. Damn, we jumped on a whole different sport. Get these planks in. That's funny. All he has to do is White the air snatcher. Man, y'all get off my boy White, man. Y'all get off my boy White. I mean, look, White might shock the world and knock out Tyson Fury. And you heard it here first. Catch him with a left hook, left uppercut. Okay. Boxing is fixed. It doesn't matter. No, boxing is narrated. Fixed is too strong of a word. What it is, boxing is narrated, and certain powers that be make sure certain things don't happen. That's why you have so many shitty decisions. That's how you have some weird, off the wall, landslided scorecards. That's why you have some referees at times that does things that make you go, what the fuck was that about? You know, that's how boxing's rigged. But what they do inside the ring is 100% absolutely real. Someone gets caught with a left hook. Do you think Joshua and Ruiz was fucking scripted? Joshua was fucking hurt, dude. Boom! Dude, he got hit with that. It was just like a circuit. White is more skilled than Wilder. White has good left hook and a good jab and good body punching. Watch the Parker fight. He out jab Parker at times, who has a good jab. And also Parker is very fast. He's a very fast fighter. But I mean, as far as AJ goes, man, AJ needs to, like I said, AJ needs to come out and set the record straight. I mean, you can't say you don't know who's talking about you. I mean, everyone, you know, when these guys speak, everyone listens. Povetkin hits harder than Fury. Ooh. Now that's a interesting comment. But dudes, these are heavyweights. It ain't I hit you, you hit me. I can't co-sign this White beating Fury talk. Well, I think White, though, in 2018 had a better chance of beating Fury. But then what type of Fury did we have in 2018? You know? Kurt, I think Eddie Hearn is playing chess just to see what the WBC will do. Well, that could be a factor. But I mean, I am surprised at Mauricio Suleiman, because Mauricio actually has a verdict for everybody. Brought White to the light with uppercuts. You don't need to co-sign it. Just watch and see. Okay, Michael. This is the worst boxing has ever been. Boxing is very close to being like professional wrestling. Some things make you go, Tyson Fury avoided a prime Povetkin. Did he now? Well, Tyson fucked himself when he started doing drugs. That, you know what I mean? When you start drinking like a fish and start doing drugs. And any opinion about AJ's heart, if he's willing to step aside for Usyk Fury fight to happen? Would any past unified champ have done that? It's certainly not Lennox Lewis. Ooh, that's true. And I'm surprised Lennox Lewis. Big up England, big up. The show rattle dazzle crap is already like pro wrestling. That's true. All right. I've never heard of a boxer stepping aside. Well, we heard talks of that, but also I want you guys to think of something else. All right? If Joshua takes this damn money, and I'm saying this in closing, okay? If Joshua takes this step aside money, everybody can trash him, including Wilder, his rival. Oh yeah, Wilder's still a rival of Joshua. And he will say, I told y'all he didn't have a heart of a champion. He didn't even want to avenge his loss because he know he couldn't win. He know he took the money, he ran like a little hoe because he a little bitch. I know he did. Kings never do that. I'm a true king, and kings never do that. And he took the money and ran home like a little bitch. And a cruiserweight went up and whooped his ass. And he gonna take money, take crumbs from Tyson Fury. I wouldn't take shit from Fury, but an ass whooping. I gotta do one more Burnout 7. On that one, I'm doing this for Wilder. I told you he was a little bitch. A-Juice and Jay. I told you he was a little schoolgirl. I told you the muscles fake. All he do, he juicing like Gerard Miller with his no dick having ass. Yeah, I knew he was a hoe. I told y'all he ain't want to fight me. I offered him that 50 million. He ain't want it. I called him a bitch on UK TV. He didn't say shit. I told y'all. told y'all he was a little hoe. So look, for that reason, pain. For that reason, he cannot take it. Because if he takes it, Deontay Wilder will say exactly something like that. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me as I get my cardio and workout in. We'll see you tomorrow with some fresh new content. Love you guys. Be safe. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.